Welcome back to Go With Us, and this is the Harvest Festival. October is very much in full swing and we've got a massive week ahead. Of course, we've got Timber Community Day happening this weekend on the 15th. We're going to be doing a full breakdown of that day. It's definitely not a calm day you want to miss. And I think a lot of people have been waiting for Timber to come out, especially for a calm day, which is great. But today we're going to be unpacking the Harvest Festival, which is making its way into Pokemon Go this week. This event is very much going to be focused on grass-type Pokemon with a brand new Pokemon debut of Smoliv, the olive Pokemon. Smoliv is a grass and normal type originally from the Paldea region. Smoliv evolves into Dolliv using 25 candy and finally into Arboliva using 100 candy, which is also a grass and normal type. Let's talk about date and times now. The event will be starting this Thursday, October 12th at 10 a.m. local time, running until next Tuesday, October 17th at 8 p.m. local time. The wild spawns will be Bellsprout, Execute, Sunkern, Wurmple, Combi. Remember that Combi is a permanently boosted Stardust Pokemon, great one to go after, but it's very difficult to catch, so make sure to throw a berry at it and maybe use an Ultra Ball as well. We have Sawaddle, Cottonee, Petalil, Red Flower Flabebe, Blue Flower Flabebe, Yellow Flower Flabebe, Pumpkaboo, Bounsweet, and Smoliv. Just a quick thing to mention here is that Flabebe has 5 flower color patterns and 3 of them spawn in different locations around the globe. The Red Flower Flabebe appears in Middle East, Africa, and Europe, which is where we are. The Blue Flower Flabebe appears in the Asia Pacific regions, and the Yellow Flower Flabebe appears in the Americas. For anyone that doesn't know, this is an awesome piece of trivia. Flabebe is known as the single bloom Pokemon, and the reason why is that a Flabebe at the beginning of its life chooses its flower and takes care of that very flower from then on for the rest of its life. How cool is that? There's going to be Harvest Festival themed field research, which will reward us with encounters with Plantcloak Burmy, Sandcloak Burmy, Trashcloak Burmy, Pumpkaboo, and Smoliv. There's going to be 3 main event bonuses during the Harvest Festival. The first one is that Mossy Lure Modules are going to last for 2 hours, which is a great opportunity to evolve Eevee into Leafeon. A lot of people always forget to do that, so bear in mind that if you need a Leafeon for the Pokédex, this is a great time to do that. The second bonus is that Pumpkaboo is going to be drawn to Mossy Lure Modules more often, which is also pretty cool. And finally, every Pumpkaboo that you catch during the Harvest Festival event, you're going to get extra candy, especially for that Pokemon. There's also going to be a Harvest Festival themed collection challenge where we're going to have to evolve, catch, and even complete some field research tasks to add to our collection medal. The rewards from those collection challenges are going to be some XP, some Stardust, and some premium items, which is of course going to be those Mossy Lure Modules. That's awesome. And we're super excited to announce that there's going to be showcases featuring the Harvest Festival Pokemon. We're going to be able to enter Smoliv, Pumpkaboo, and Gourgeist. Remember that those Pumpkaboo come in 4 different sizes. Look, of course the showcases focus on the XXL forms and the XXS forms, but remember the Pumpkaboo come in 4 sizes. We have small, average, large, and super size, which is so cool. We just want to quickly touch on the Ticket of Treats timed research. Remember guys that this timed research is paid, but it lasts for the whole month of October, and I think it expires on like October 31st at literally midnight. So we have a whole month to do this. And the first part was actually unlocked on the 5th of October surrounding Guzzlord coming back into Ultra Wormhole raids, which is great. But the second part is actually going to be available on the 12th when this event starts, and that is when the second page you will be able to complete. Once you complete those tasks on the second page of that Ticket of Treats timed research, we're going to be able to get rewards such as those premium lure modules, again, the Mossy Lure, and we're also going to get encounters with large and super-sized Pumpkaboo, which is great. Tip number 1 is definitely going to be to use Mega Pokemon during the Harvest Festival. Hopefully that these Mega Pokemon that you use are going to be level 3. And because some of these Pokemon in the spawn pool really need candy and XL candy to really maximize its effects, it's a great time, because all of those spawns are grass spawns, it's a great time to use those Mega Grass Pokemon. You can use Mega Abomasnow, Mega Sceptile, Mega Venusaur, and you can even use Primal Groudon as well because it hits those grass types. However, if you're aware, Flabebe is only a fairy type Pokemon, and it's a really good Pokemon to go after because it never spawns in the wild, it's never in research tasks, and it's arguably the best Pokemon to go after in this whole spawn pool, and the reason why is Florges. Florges is an extremely underrated Pokemon in Pokemon Go, and there's actually 2 reasons why. The first reason is is that it's in the top 10 fairy type attacker list in the game, which includes Mega and Shadow types, which is awesome. Remember that because Flabebe isn't necessarily a legendary or a mythical, it's pretty easy to get candy for, and this is the event to do it, which is why we mentioned it earlier. Flabebe is a fairy type Pokemon, which evolves into Floette and finally into Florges, which is also a fairy type Pokemon, and it's boss. But where Florges definitely shines the most is in PvP and the Master League. With a current rank of 17, with of course that XL candy, this Pokemon is an absolute monster. It is unbelievable. The reason why is that it counters every dragon type Pokemon in that entire category, and it's really uncommon because it, like we said earlier, it just doesn't spawn in the wild, and very few people have the candy, but especially the XL candy, which is why we really recommend to use a fairy type Mega to really attack those fairy type XL candies, especially for Flabebe, a great time to go after it. The best fairy type megas you can use to really hit that XL candy on Flabebe is Mega Gardevoir, Mega Altaria, and you can even use Mega Diancie as well if you have that at Mega level 3. This is definitely going to be our main focus during this event, because remember, if you don't get that Hundo Flabebe in the wild, you can always trade it with an Ultra or Best Friend, because the base floor when you trade with a Best Friend is 555, and with an Ultra Friend is 333. So of course the preference is to definitely to trade with a Best Friend, because that base floor of 555 makes it so much easier to get that Hundo, which is of course what we want to use in that Master League. Tip number 2 is definitely going to be which medals to focus on. Remember that to progress from 48 to 49 in Pokemon Go, you need 35 platinum medals, which is really difficult to complete. And this is a great time to go after the Gardener medal, because you need to catch 2,500 grass type Pokemon to complete this. And it's a great time to do it because almost every spawn is a grass type. Another medal to really focus on, because I know you can attack this on a more consistent basis, but just something I thought I should mention now is to really attack that Pokemon Ranger Platinum medal, which requires us to complete 2,500 research tasks. And because the field research tasks are kind of focused on Burmy, it's a great time to get the Dex entries for Wormadam and Mothim. Remember that a Burmy in any of its forms evolves into Mothim or into a Wormadam, depending solely on its gender. Just to give you guys an example, a male Sandcloak Burmy will evolve into a Mothim, and a female Plantcloak Burmy will evolve into a Plantcloak Wormadam, which is pretty cool trivia too. Remember guys that this Harvest Festival is a build up to that Halloween event, which is happening on the last 10 or 12 days of this month. We cannot wait to break this thing down. Like we said earlier, we got Timber Calm Day coming up, so look out for that. Yeah guys, go with us and be sure to see you on the next one, baby. Shoo.